Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of Listen in 3D. Today, we are on episode number 55. I'm your boy Justin, aka Too Tall for You Fool,
And I'm Netta, aka Wondrous Net.
and together we are both Team 3D, the host of Listen in 3D, where we discuss, dissect, and debate the music and albums in the world of hip hop and other genres. Like what you're seeing, give this video a like or dislike. Either one of us helps. Subscribe, comment, share it around. When you do subscribe, however, help us out one step further. When you do, click on that notification bell. That way you know when all our videos go live. That also includes shorts as well. So please just help us out with that when you are subscribing. With all that out of the way, by the look of my hat, what do you think we're doing today in terms of albums?
So today we'll be discussing Ghostface Killah's Ironman. It was released October 29th, 1996. It was his debut studio album. It was certified platinum. It peaked at number one on the R&B and hip hop album charts and number two on the Billboard 200. It had singles including All That I Got Is You, Daytona 500, and Motherless Child. There were music videos for all three of the singles, and there were guest appearances from Raekwon, Cappadonna, Inspector Deck, RZA, You God, Master Killer, Method Man, Street Life, Delphonics, Mary J. Blige, and Force MDs.
All right, thank you for that. So, by the looks of my hat, yes, we are doing another Wu Tang members album. I probably should have worn the hat when we did the other two, but I did wear it when we actually did the Wu Tang album. I feel like, I mean, I know we've only done like three or four of their albums, but I feel like it's been maybe a little Wu Tang heavy. I promise you, folks, this will probably be the last one for quite a while. I don't think we have any other Wu Tang albums listed down the line unless one of us decides to do it as our free choice episode, which I don't think I will. But anyway, Ghostface Killah, a little bit about him. Real name Dennis Coles. Wrong page here. He grew up in Stapleton Houses housing project in Staten Island, and he's been friends. Well, he's known fellow member Raekwon pretty long time. They went to junior high school together. And then pretty much when the whole Wu Tang thing jumped off, they pretty much, he had a big impact on Only Built for Cuban Links, which was Raekwon's debut album, which we reviewed sometime back. I feel. Do you know what
Number
episode?
16.
Yeah, episode 16. That's right. So yeah, so we did that, and he was on that. So to the looks of it, Raekwon definitely pays him back the favor, and we also get Cappadonna on this project as well. So um, yeah, pretty good. I don't know. It feels like they should have just been a duo, Ghostface Killer and Raekwon. I don't know, but I mean, how do you feel about that?
Yes, probably so, because I remember the Ghostface was heavily featured on Raekwon's album to the point where it felt like a just a joint album. And so on this one, and on that one they were both on the cover, and on this one they're both on the cover too. So yeah, maybe they should have just been a group.
Yeah, definitely. And then Cappadonna, he's on the cover also. Well, since we're there now, what is your thoughts on the album art? Looks like they're in like a warehouse of some sort. Uh,
Yes, I thought they're very group oriented because even for their solo albums they have each other on the
mm,
covers, and I like how colorful the album is, and I like the wallaby shoes that they alluded to in the
mm.
album, like being like a thing on the front cover. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think definitely a interesting album cover. Definitely one of the more colorful ones. But yeah, just Ghostface. A lot of people's favorite members of Wu Tang. I mean, I would say him along with Method Man, probably like the top two faces when you think of Wu Tang. Wu Tang, who do you think of? Method Man, Ghostface, probably Raekwon also. You can put him in that conversation as well. So,
I mean, I'm new to it since like last year, really. But I think of RZA.
RZA, okay.
Mm,
I mean, he is the guy behind the production, and he produced most of this, if not all of this album. I think there's maybe like a song or two he didn't produce, but and he did a really good job. But definitely, I mean, have you had a chance to watch that series? Out of curiosity.
no,
Yeah, I've maybe seen an episode or two. I do want to watch it just to learn more about their just backstory. I mean,
yeah,
we only just know the music. I mean, if you really love the artist, you try to dig into their backstory. I feel, I think that's just with any music artist, quite
you
frankly.
know, I think I probably saw the first episode, and now I'm like making a connection between something I heard on one of these songs, and I'm thinking maybe that was him. Maybe that was Ghostface Killah on the first episode,
Mm.
because he was talking about how his brother was disabled, and now I remember there was a disabled brother on the first episode.
Oh well, yeah. If I go to his biography here a little bit, yeah, he grew up. And he did take care of two younger brothers who had muscular dystrophy. Dystrophies, excuse me if I can't pronounce it, but yeah, so it probably was him.
Yeah,
So, yeah, so I mean, and from like, some of the songs you hear on this album, you can kind of tell that he did have a pretty tough upbringing. Didn't I mean, seems like he did try to make the best of it, but as a kid growing up, he that definitely a tough upbringing. So, but I mean,
yeah,
as for the album artwork, it was pretty colorful. One of the more colorful ones that we've seen. I don't think it's the best one. We probably should have an episode where we rank our top five album covers. That'd be pretty
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, they're all. I don't know if it was when he called them up. He's like, everybody wear a colorful jacket if when you get on this album cover. But they all did.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, yeah, yeah, they came through there. Okay. So let's see. Well, let's get into production. And when it comes to beats, it's a Wu Tang Clan album. Wu Tang produced RZA, so mid '90s. He brought the heat. So what beats you liked? What do you got?
Yes, there was a lot of good beats on here. That's one thing that they weren't lacking on at all. Like it's hard for me to connect with a lot of the music as a whole, but all the beats they're excellent.
Mhm.
I liked Black Jesus. They had like a choir sound. I liked Winter Wars. My top two. I'm still trying to pick the top one right now, but my top two were Fish and Iron Maiden. If I had to choose, I would probably say Iron Maiden. It was just something about the beat, like the way it kept fading in and out and in and out,
Yeah,
that I really loved it.
yeah. Iron Maiden, I'd have to say, was one of my favorites. 260, I think, was another great beat as well.
Yeah.
Winter Wars, it was interesting beat. I don't think it was a great song, but it was a definitely interesting beat. And I had actually listened to that on YouTube. I think there were some sample clearances or something. So it's at least I wasn't seeing it on the Spotify side of things. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It wasn't on Apple either.
Also, you had to click that link I showed. All right. So yeah, I think it's from time to time we'll definitely come across albums that come across sample clearances and you don't get the full track list, which in my to my ears kind of just ruins the listening experience a bit. Like if you're listening to an album because it's just like, oh damn, now I gotta go find this song. It's one thing if it's
Yeah.
like the first track or the last track, but it's like the seventh track, so it's like
Yeah.
really, and it's
It's
like
it is. It's smack dab in the middle, and I like to listen to albums like in order because
Yeah.
sometimes important, and I just want to hear it the way that they put it in that order. So I'm like, have to pay attention. Like, okay, is it on the seventh track yet? All right, let me go over to YouTube. Like, it's a whole experience.
Yeah, so that kind of messed up the experience for me because it's like I'm not gonna listen to it on Spotify or whatever, and then just stop what I'm doing after Poisonous starts, and then just pull up my YouTube thing and be like, all right, I'm gonna listen, and then continue the song number eight. And it's like, no, I'm not doing that. Now, it's one thing if it's like the last song or first song, it's you can get away with it a little bit, but yeah, it just kind of ruins it for me, I guess.
Very inconvenient.
Yeah. But I mean, it didn't ruin the whole album experience, just that song. But for the most part, I mean, good beat, like with Winter Wars, but just average song. Wasn't It's not gonna be one of my favorites that I'd want to dig in deeper to. All right, all right, making good time so far. Let's get into anything else like in terms of memories of Ghostface Killer or anything like that, or anything you want to say about him. I know he was on that reality show a while back that my wife liked. I forget the name of that marriage
I don't,
counselor show or whatever. I know he was on that. I know he was.
I've seen that show, but I didn't see
Mm,
him, or maybe I didn't recognize it was him if he wasn't using that name. So I don't really know any. I mean, I know about
mm,
him based on what we've done so
mm,
far, but I don't
mm.
really know him in a pop culture sense.
Okay, well, fair enough, fair enough. I know. Yeah, I know he was on there. My wife watches it. I was watching a little bit of that season a while back with him, and I guess some of the women he was running around with, and all the other ridiculous couples on that show. Let's be real, but
Yeah, that show is a doozy.
all right, let's get into album singles. Let's start with the least popular one. I think we both could agree it was "Motherless Child." Good song, but just not a great single in my opinion. What you got on this one? I'll let you start out.
Yeah, I have to agree with your assessment. Lyrically, I look for, lyrics to just jump out at me, and it didn't do anything for me in that sense. I did like how brief the chorus was between the first
Hmm.
and second verse, because she just sings, "Sometimes I feel like a motherless child," and then they go right back
Yeah,
in to like hardcore rap, and I thought that sounded pretty cool. And at the end she just keeps on saying, "Sometimes," she just sings it over and over again. So I thought that was uh a nice song.
it was a nice song. I thought the story was all right for the most part. I'm with you though. Nothing lyrically really jumped out at me. Just Raekwon starts it out the chorus, and then he just goes on. The video, on the other hand, was all right too. I should note that this song was also on the Sunset Park soundtrack, and we did another song from that soundtrack, which was MC Light's "Keep On Keeping On," which was way back episode 35, about 20 episodes ago. So I will say, if we ever do the Sunset Park episode, I mean, if this single does come, if we do it, if the single comes up, chances are, I think there'd probably be a lot of better material on that soundtrack. I'm just saying. I think if I'm comparing the two songs, I think MC Lights was much better. Just being honest. Like, but you
Yeah,
can't.
you
What are you saying?
I was just gonna say, yeah, you can see that movie, the Sunset Park movie, all throughout that Motherless Child
Yeah,
video.
it's an interesting movie, and we do like our basketball movies, so I definitely do would like to see it, even if we don't review the soundtrack. I just would like to see it. I never seen it, so yeah. So then, anyone that's
Yeah,
seen Sunset Park, chat, leave us a comment or something.
yeah, it looked pretty cool. I like Fredo Star,
Oh, Retro
Q for
Star,
Moesha. I know him as Q for Moesha, but
and then
I like him. I would like to see a movie with him and the lady that I forget her. I forget the lady, the white woman.
Danny DeVito's wife, I think Rhea Perlman.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
that's the same. That's Matilda's mom.
from Cheers, from the sitcom Cheers.
Oh, I I don't know. She played that role as Matilda's mom so good that I didn't even notice it was her. And I know that movie. I know Matilda backward and forward, but I'm just realizing, oh my god, that's the same
Yeah.
lady because she was such an asshole in Matilda. But yeah.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, she was. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, just I mean, interesting music video if you like, soundtracks and movie clips from movies, definitely worth video worth checking out. Now we go to this song now. This song was wild. Daytona 500. Oh my God. It was just like really, really fast pace. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
once again, nothing really lyrically jumped out at me, but it's just like the song title, and then it's just like, they're just like rapping really, really fast. Like for them, I feel, all three of them, Raekwon, Ghostface, and Cappadonna, did a really good job on this song here. It was it was a really good song. I enjoyed it a lot. What are your thoughts on it?
Yes, it was extremely fast paced. They were kept going da 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 da, and but one thing it really threw me off that I did not like was the Force MD singing. Especially, I didn't like the chorus that much, but I especially didn't like the very beginning when they were like, "Cause you can never fuck with the Wu Tang Killer beat." I don't know. It sounded like I was singing. I'm like, why would they let them sing this? I don't know. It didn't sound that great to me. Um, I didn't like the I mean, I like the words of the chorus. The words of the chorus were
Yeah,
good. The
all
ghost
these
shit that got you
MCs start
vibing.
realizing. All these MCs
Yeah,
start realizing that ghost that got that shit that'll keep you vibing.
keep
The
you
Wu,
vibing.
the Wu is here to bring you Shaolin's finest. But if your shields are weak, you better step behind. It was kind of
Yeah.
it was kind of wild. It was.
Yeah, the way they were singing it, I didn't appreciate it at all. But yeah, it was extremely fast paced. I liked when I don't know who said this, but he said his true identity is hidden inside of a secret tabloid.
Hmm.
I thought that was pretty wild, pretty interesting thing to say.
Yeah.
But other than that, not much.
Yeah, it was a pretty wild song. Thoughts on the music video?
Uh, Very unique way to approach music videos. I don't think I ever seen that show Speed Racer, but
Okay, so
I
you
mean
did
I
your
never
research. So you did.
yeah, I don't think I ever actually saw the show, but I've like seen it maybe in passing or something because it looked familiar, but I just didn't recognize who the heck these people were. But it was pretty cool.
All right. Well, you didn't ask me any questions, so I'm like, all right, I'll just let her try to figure it out. Yes, the music video was very interesting. I thought it was fan made at first when I looked it up, but then once I confirmed it, I'm like, oh, this was the music video. So, yeah, no one. I mean, you see the logo throughout the music video. I wouldn't be able to tell you what spots, but if you guys are able to find it, just watch it. But yeah, none of the members, or yeah, no one was in the music video. It was just clips from the cartoon show Speed Racer, which is an anime show from the 1960s, and then which was funny enough because believe it or not, reruns of that program aired on MTV in the mid 90s.
Really?
Yeah, MTV of all networks. Yeah, I remember distinctly because I think I told you a while back how I wasn't allowed to watch MTV. So sometimes I would try to watch Beavis and Butthead. And then like the show that would come on after would be Speed Racer. And then like if my mom walked in the room, she'd be like, "What are you watching, Speed Racer?" I was like, "Oh, okay." Like she'd just think I'm watching Nickelodeon or something. So a little bit of a funny story behind that. Yeah, so yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting. And funny enough, I was actually watching it several months back, and it's just like, God damn, I don't think I would let my little like 7, 8 year old watch that show. It was pretty violent. I mean, it was anime, but it
Really?
could get like pretty violent. Like sometimes you'd have like people shot to death on that show, like a cartoon show that was just like kind of unheard of at times. So it's just like, wow, like yeah, I was watching it. Yeah, if you guys ever get bored at night, want to watch like some old cartoon shows, you'd be surprised what you'd find. But yeah, I was I came across it. I was just like watching it for like maybe like 2 hours or so. I was like, Okay, yeah, not a bad show, but
Uh, it's funny that you say you couldn't watch Beavis and Butthead. I wasn't. I only remember being banned from two shows growing up, and
mhm.
one of them was I wasn't allowed to watch Beavis and Butthead. I wasn't allowed to watch South Park. Uh,
South Park, I was a
and
little older by then, so I was able to just get away
oh
with it. But I know, like a few years before, like yeah, I wasn't really allowed to watch MTV. Period. So,
oh
but until like
no.
middle school, like I was able to get away with it finally, and then it's just like when your parents finally just realize you're getting older, and if you're
Yeah,
mature about some of these things, it's like all right,
yeah. Just let you be free and figure it out on your own.
pretty much. But yeah, so I mean, so maybe they got the idea to do that by seeing reruns on MTV. I would have to say I don't know, but it was very interesting take on a whole music video. It was unique though, I will say that, and pretty popular
Yes,
within the world of anime, believe it or not. So I thought that was pretty cool.
yes, I agree.
All right, now we go on to which was probably the best single, probably the best song on this whole album. All That I Got Is You. Very heartfelt song, just him just describing pretty much his whole childhood, and just his pops leaving at a very early age, and is how his grandma held it down, and 15 people in a three-bedroom apartment, just plugging roaches out the cereal box, sugar water in your cereal, watching Saturday morning cartoons. Oh boy, it's two brothers with muscular dystrophy, like I was saying earlier. Just yeah, you kind of feel for the guy, like after him just saying all that. It's just very like very well written song, and I didn't know he could play the piano unless he was just faking it or something. Very good video, by the way. It really depicted, just everything that he was saying. You got thoughts on this song? Well, I know
Yes,
you do.
I I I mean, I guess I'm giving away my favorite, but I would have to agree with
I
you that
think
this
so
is
too.
the. I guess it's just too obvious not to say it is the best song on the album. I think the song was important to him because this is his
Yeah,
debut single on the debut
yeah.
album, and I liked it because it was a kind of complex song. Like the song is about gratitude. You got Mary J. Blige singing
Hmm.
all that I got is you, and I'm so thankful I made it through. But he's also just asking a lot of difficult questions. He's wondering why does his mother have so many children? Why my old earth had so
Yeah.
many seas, as he put it. But he says he respects it, and
Hmm.
he also wonders why he's even here. He says, sometimes I look up at the sky, stars, and analyze the sky and ask myself, was I meant to be here? Why? It reminded me of episode 32 when we did Bone Thugs and Harmony. And I
Hmm.
said, they were asking questions that need answers. Can anybody tell me why we die? And
Uh,
here he's coming at it from the opposite direction. And he's
yeah.
like, can anybody tell me why we're here? So I like
Yeah.
that he was asking these questions. I like that towards the end, it seems like Papa Wu tries to answer some of these questions, and Papa Wu is basically like, you want to know why you're in the universe, but you are the universe. And he
Yeah.
says, take one stroll through your mind and see what you find, and you'll see a whole universe all over again and again and again.
Hmm.
So I really liked it. I liked how he was, having gratitude, asking questions, and how Papa Wu was trying to answer the questions. I thought it was really good. Not to mention Mary J. Blige
Yeah.
just on
Mary
the
J. Blige
chorus.
killed it. Yeah, she
Yeah.
yeah, she killed it too. Yeah, don't take anything away from her.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, so it's definitely a great song, great heartfelt music video. Definitely just you get to know more of the person behind Ghostface Killah. You get to know Dennis more, I guess you could say, in terms of, like what his upbringing and everything.
Yes.
So we go into our favorite tracks now. Well, I guess 2 favorites because I think we already know who what. So what were besides All I Got Is You, what were your other 2 favorites?
I chose Assassination Day and Marvel with an honorable mention to Black Jesus.
Alright, I went with Iron Maiden and 260. Honorable mentions go to Assassination Day and Daytona 500, even though that song is fast, it was, the music video kinda did it for me too, but yeah, honorable mention there, but yeah, Iron Maiden and 260. So, I'll let you start off. Go Black Jesus or Marvel?
um,
You can start with whichever one. You can
well, I'll start with Black Jesus because it kind of went along the same lines of All I Got Is You. I like in the beginning. It might be Papa Wu. It might be somebody else. I don't know who's saying this, but he's just saying everything in the universe exists within you. Everything you see always has been and always will be. And I like a part where I'm not sure who's saying this, but they say pull out the bullhorn. Let's celebrate like Kunta was born. We
yeah.
elbowed our way inside loud and got on. So I thought that was
Yeah,
really
I think that
cool.
was
And
Raekwon singing that for if you're thinking of the first verse there.
okay, I'm not even sure. It must have been. I think it was the end, but
Or
um.
yeah, the end was You God.
Oh, okay. But I thought it was a really good song. What did you think of Black Jesus?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, didn't just nothing really popped out at here at me, but I thought it was a pretty good one. I do like Starkaliges, fried fish, hella bit, pull out the bullhorn and celebrate like Kunta born. Yeah, that was actually Ghostface. My bad, but yeah, just I thought that verse was pretty good. And then like Pilgrims, G's, Pepperidge Farms, and from Out a Million, Who Want to Rhyme, Who Want to Challenge the Swordsman, that rock that fisherman had like Gordon's. So I thought, that was from Ghostface there in the second verse. And then any thoughts on Marvel? I thought this song was like kind of short, and then after RZA's verse, it was just a bunch of instrumental, and I thought the beat was like average. I didn't think it was a great beat, but what made this one of your favorites?
Really, it was like the last verse when I've never heard anybody describe pregnancy and giving birth
Uh,
like this in my life. You want it raw, let me plant my dynamite deep
uh,
inside your core. The explosion
yeah.
stops your menstruation, cause your stomach inflation. Patiently wait 9 months for deportation. So I said, wow, this is different, a
Yeah.
different way to describe pregnancy. And I also like how he's talking about the science of the womb. He says it's a black hole for those who lose control, fertile soil for royal and wise. Just insinuating, how uh how big of a responsibility it is
Mm,
to bear children, and how it could be a black hole if you lose control, and fertile soil if you take it with the responsibility required. So I thought it was a very interesting song.
yeah. Yeah. Definitely, RZA killed it there on that last verse with describing a pregnancy, but yeah, yeah, definitely interesting. I mean, well, except yeah, nothing really lyrically jumped out at me here. So I'll start with Iron Maiden for mine. The intro is from the motion picture Education of Sonny Carson. Not sure if you've seen that movie. I like the first part. What you doing on our turf, punk? Got a message for Smokey. Give it. You Smokey man? Give it. If you ain't Smokey, it ain't your motherfucking man. So I like that part. And then after that, definitely Raekwon kicks it off. Yo Gambino niggas who swipe theirs, deluxe rap cavaliers, midgets who steal beers, give them theirs. And then, just sit back. John and my team be gaming like 3 card Raleigh and drug simoleons Paulian. And then, yeah, and then I like the second verse. I know Ghostface's verse wasn't very long, but I do like when he said, cool Nautica's Jamie Summer got trained on the tour bus. We upgrade, swallow raw eggs, read the label, hitting the white label, left the Winnebago, unstable, smooth sailing, walked in. my earth start kneeling, start stealing. I'm too ill, so we're belling at the parlay. I thought that part went hard, and then Michael Bolton magazine call. I'm too potent. Louisville mixed painkill rap. Fuck Benadryl. The violin and the knowledge god sounded ill. So I thought that was a pretty interesting verse. Some nice rhymes there. Any thoughts on this song? And not to
I,
mention
li-
it had a fabulous beat.
yes, the beat was great. I like the shout out to the violin on Knowledge God too. I thought that
Mhm.
was really cool. I liked when he said, "Been doing this a century, kid. It's just meant to be." I liked when he said that, and the education of Sonny Carson. I think they go back into that movie on All That I Got Is You when he says,
Oh yeah,
"How old are you?" And he says, "I'm 13," and he's like,
yeah. You know
damn,
it's
these
the same
bastards
movie.
must be running out of people to arrest. So they must have really liked that movie.
Yeah. And then 260. Let's see. I'll just start with what I got here lyrically. Yo, kick down the door on the spot 262L. I heard they had zeros for sale. I heard the same shit. Money drive a burgundy whip. Keep it low. Faded license plates and a great plate. Where's the cat from? I thinks he's from Jerusalem. Pretty Rick did his thing for him, but he was using them. So I thought it was a great way to kick off the song. Went kind of quick, but definitely another good beat. And Raekwon's verse wasn't too bad either. Um, but otherwise, just I thought those were great songs. It was really a toss up between 260 and Assassination Day. I think Assassination Day, just Inspector Deck. I feel like he killed it on that song. But any thoughts on 260 or any other songs that you wanna shout out?
The only thing about 260 I noted was I like the alien bars. We got to get them done. Aliens are snatching our bread.
Oh,
UFOs moving in with bigger plans than the feds.
mm,
I like those alien bars. I always appreciate those.
yeah, I always appreciate those. Yeah, yeah, that definitely. So those were our favorites. I thought all the songs were solid for the most part. I don't think there was a like, yeah, even Poisonous Darts. That was a good song as well. I thought all of them were solid songs, solid tracks. Let's see. Move on.
Oh, I had one more thing to say about Assassination Day.
Oh, okay.
Um, or really three quick things. I
No
liked
worries.
when they did the word play with the colors when he said white lies and blackmail land me back in jail. I like when he describes how he lures his MC victims with the bait of greed and ignorance. He says ignorance won't allow retreat. You rather pursue death than admit defeat. And I like how he describes how he knows when he's killing it on stage. He says disorderly conduct from the crowd is the feedback. So I thought that was I thought that was good. I like that song.
I like I think RZA steals the show here on Assassination Day with this verse. I stopped producers' careers. The weak spot was their ears. Scorpion darts hit their mark, pierced their heart with silver spears. I thought that went cool. Him putting his mark on other producers in the game. I thought that was pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is cool.
I just had to say something there. All right. So, in terms of album cuts and expansions, there is a 25th year anniversary edition, but I was a little disappointed. It was only one song. It was a remix of All That I Got Is You. I don't know if you heard it, but it's pretty much the same song. The only thing is they use a familiar beat, which is uh the Killing Me Softly beat that the Fugees use. So they pretty much just imagine that beat with the lyrics pretty much. It was a little more upbeat, I guess you could say, but that's really the only thing that I was able to find. If any,
I take it you didn't like it.
it was all right. It was just upbeat. I listened to it. It was only one track, so it was like, why not? And it was just like, okay. It was just more upbeat. All right. So if anyone's able to find any other additional information with this track and with this album, with like in terms of tracks or anything, feel free to leave them in the comments. All right, recommendations. Um, Obviously, Raekwon only built for Cuban links. We did that back episode 16. Um, I want to shout out Wu Tang Clan for Wu Tang Forever. That was their second album, which would come out in the next year. So I figured I'd go into the future a little bit. And then the Sunset Park soundtrack was another suggestion, as it had Motherless Child from there on that soundtrack. So those are my recommendations. Obviously, anything that Wu Tang touched and Ghostface Killah touched, definitely check out their whole catalog in terms of music and all that. So, closing thoughts. What are we bringing back to our playlist? I'll let you start.
It will come as no surprise that I'm gonna bring back "All I Got Is You." That was a
Mm,
beautiful song. Overall, I thought the beats on the album they were otherworldly. I
mm,
think the beats, if anything, like makes the album stand out to me, it is the beats.
yeah.
There were there were gems of lyrics all like scattered throughout the album, but overall the lyrics really didn't do it for me.
Mm,
Not to say they were bad, but I don't know. It's just something I just didn't feel about it as a whole. I would recommend the album just off the strength of the beats
mm.
and how popular they are, but I can't say that it's like one of my favorite albums.
All right. Yeah, yeah, that's fair enough. I would have to say, I think of all the Wu Tang albums we've done so far, in terms of their members and the album itself, I would say this is definitely the best produced one, beat wise. I think it was better produced than Enter the Wu Tang, better than the Method Man one, and even the Raekwon one. Uh, so that definitely, if you're definitely a beathead, you'll definitely like it. And then, all that I got is you is already on my playlist in terms of just listening. I probably would take back Iron Maiden. It was like probably the second most popular song on the album. Otherwise, I'm with you. I mean, I usually go for like these beat heavy albums in terms of like lyricism and all that stuff. But like lyric wise, not much going on here for me either, if I'm being perfectly honest. But that's okay. We found something out of the album that we both enjoyed, which was the production. RZA's a genius behind those boards. What can I say? All right. What are your guys' favorite tracks? Let us know in the comments. Anything that we missed, anything that we should look out for again when we do this. For Netta, aka Wondrous Net, I'm Justin, too tall for you fools, saying thank you for watching, thank you for listening. We will see you on the next one. Later.